Hey guys, it's Karrie and I'm back with another weekly chat. As a quick disclaimer for anybody that wants to know right up front, I'm only going to be talking about one thing that has some different moving parts to it, and it is going to be an eBay story this week. I apologize if anybody hates these eBay stories and you would rather I discuss something else. No one has ever told me that they hate them. But I realize I talk about it a lot, but in these weekly chats that I like to do, it's stuff that's going on in my life or stuff that I have observed that may be going on in YouTube, in the real world, or whatever. But right now I'm doing a lot of eBay, and I have one story to share with you, and it's probably going to be a long one, so I just wanted to give that disclaimer. So last week, if you watched my chat video, I said I sold 11 items that week. And one of the last items that I sold was a Coach watch with it was a Coach Poppy watch, if you're familiar with the Poppy line of Coach. It tends to be a little bit more inexpensive of the items. And then it had kind of a pinkish purple, not really ombre, but sort of ombre leather band or strap, watch band. One of the straps was more pink and one of them was more purple looking. And this particular watch had been well loved by me. I haven't worn it in a year or so, but when I first got it, I wore it all the time, so it had a lot of wear on it. And at one point in time, it did need to go in to be repaired, and I sent it back to Coach to be repaired. I'm just giving a little bit of history of the watch before I get into the story. So, I think I originally listed the watch for around $30 on eBay. I'm not sure about that. Oh, and also I was going to let you know, I'm going to insert photos of the watch so you guys can see what it looks like. So I was offered by this particular buyer $18 for the watch. I thought about it and I said, the watch is well loved, and because of that, I thought $18 was a fair price for it. I would have been glad to get more. Do I think it was worth the $30? Absolutely. But because she offered me $18, I had not worn the watch in a year or so, maybe a little bit longer. So I decided to go ahead and accept her offer. And in my eBay listing, I did say the watch had been well loved. I had all 12 photos of that watch. I had 12 photos of the watch listed, and I also said that the watch had been repaired by Coach, but it had been working fine ever since. I've never had any problem with the watch after it had been repaired. So there is the setup to this story. So this is definitely going to be a story time. I received an email late Monday night from this particular buyer, and I didn't get it till I was already in bed, so I didn't get it till Tuesday morning. So here's what she says. Hello there. Received the pink strapped Coach watch today. Were you aware that this watch is not Coach? It is a replica. I know this because it is Japan movement and all Coach are Swiss movement, and the band is fake leather, ? Trisha. So I don't know if she was asking me if I don't know. It sounds like she was giving me a statement, but then she was asking a question. So at that point, I was very upset because, number one, I bought this particular watch at a Coach retail store at the Mall of Green Hills. All of my Coach items that I have purchased in the past, and I have purchased lots of them, have either been purchased at that one store or online. I've got some couple of items online, or 2 or 3 items online from Coach.com. Some of my old handbags were purchased at like Dillard's, Macy's, maybe Nordstrom. So, but they've all come from reputable dealers or an actual Coach store. So, but the majority of all my items have been purchased at this one particular Coach store. So the first thing I did on early Tuesday morning, as soon as I got this email, was I called Coach's customer service and I asked them about the watch movement. Is it all Swiss made? I wanted to find this out because I had no idea. Even though I've owned a lot of Coach items, I do not know a lot of information about watch movement and stuff like that. So I asked them, I said, does Coach have any Japan movement, or is it all Swiss? I didn't know, and neither did she. She was very nice, but she's like, I don't really know. I cannot answer that question. Then I asked her, I said, can you provide me with proof of purchase? And she says, no, I cannot provide you with proof of purchase. You've got to go to the retail store where you bought it. She said they are the only people, I guess, or the only place where you can get proofs of purchase. I don't believe that, but that's what I was told. So at that point, I then Googled Coach watches Japan movement in every combination you can think of, and I found a website with 2 watches. Now, I don't know anything about this website. It's called Ashford, Ashford. I'm not familiar with it, but on their website I did find 2 Coach watches that have Japan movement. If this is a legit website, then that is selling real, whatever items they're selling, they're real items, then this Trisha person has no idea what she's talking about. So I emailed Trisha back and I said, Trisha, I purchased that particular watch at the Coach store at the mall at Green Hills. I said I can't get to the store today, but as soon as I can, I will attempt to go and get a proof, or will go and attempt to get a proof of purchase and provide that to you. Then she emailed me back. Let me go to this other email, screenshotted it somewhere else on my phone. And this is what she emailed me back after that. I don't know what to say. I have been working on and selling watches for years. I am 100% positive this watch is not real. A real Coach has Coach stamped in the battery compartment. They are Swiss movement. They have 4 to 5 jewels and say Ronda. I don't even know if this is true or not. The watch says Japan and it is written on with pen. I can take it to Coach and have this confirmed before I leave feedback. Thank you. I then sent her an email. Let me go back to my email. And did I just say earlier that I will insert photos? I don't remember if I said I was going to do that or not, but I'm going to insert photos of the watch. I emailed her back and said, you are more than welcome to take it to a Coach store and have them authenticate it. I am also going to get proof of purchase from the Coach store as well. I should have said attempt to get it because I wasn't 100% certain they were going to give it to me. Then I said, I have also Googled Coach watches with Japan movement and found 2 of them being sold from an online retailer. She then emails me back and gets rude at this point and said, I was looking at the watch again. I don't even need to go in. It says China on back of watch part, not mention, her writing is atrocious, not mention, and this is, she's screaming at me now because it's in all capital letters, it is broken, ... does not work, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. I'm not going to argue with you about authenticity on a watch that doesn't even work. I'll file a claim on eBay, and FYI, it is legal, a felony to sell fake watches. And so, number one, I 100% know it is illegal to sell counterfeit items. I am very, very, very passionate on that topic. I've even done a video on my views on that, and no, I am so against it. And this is why it made me so angry, was because she accused me of selling a counterfeit, which I am like just livid about counterfeit items. I know other people are okay with them. I am not going to get in anybody's face and say, you shouldn't be doing that, it's illegal. I do it just kind of as a whole, but you know, to 100% go up to somebody and say, you don't need to buy that counterfeit item, that is just, you know, unless they ask my opinion, I'm not going to stick my nose and ever do that to a person. So, but I'm very passionate about counterfeit items and I'm so against it. So, it made me livid, and then it also made me livid that she clearly doesn't know what she's talking about, because I know where I purchased this item. I do realize she doesn't know me. I don't know her, but I know for a fact where I purchased this watch, which tells me that she has no clue to what she is talking about, because it came from that store. So unless somehow the store is selling fake items or counterfeit items of their own products, she doesn't know what she's talking about. So I emailed her back and says, as I stated earlier, I will go to the Coach store and try to get proof of purchase. I would really appreciate it if you would wait to report anything until I can provide proof. At this point, my hands are tied and I can't defend myself. I know selling fake items are illegal and I'm 100% against it. So at that point in time, I did not hear back from her after my last email to her asking her to wait to do anything until I could provide proof. But within 15 or so minutes, I received an email that she had filed a return claim. Then I clicked on that for the details, and she said, I did not take a screenshot about that, sorry about that, but I do know for a fact, she said, first of all, this watch is counterfeit, and then she says it is broken. I replaced the watch battery and it still doesn't work. So that was the basically the her complaint right there. So I go to Coach, that store, as soon as I can get there. I go to Coach and ask them for proof of purchase. I explained the situation to them. I was honest. I said I sold the watch. She's accusing me of the watch being counterfeit. I bought it in this store. And at that point in time, I encountered the rudest sales associate I have ever met in my entire life. She looked at me and said, and I don't think I will ever forget her words. They're almost burned in my brain. She looked at me and said, and I quote, "We will not give you your proof of purchase because you sold the watch." That was her exact words. And there was another sales associate standing right beside her that I have dealt with before. He is extremely nice. I wish I could remember his name, but I just don't. But he's extremely nice, very easy to deal with. I think he must have seen the look on my face when that woman said that to me. And he said, ma'am, he kind of interrupted her. He says, "We actually cannot look up anything in our system in the store and tell you what you've bought." I don't know if that is true or not. It may be true, maybe not. If anybody works in retail or in Coach, can you look up past purchases from buyers? I don't know. He says you'll have to call customer service to get that. And so I looked at him and I quit talking to the rude person. So I looked at him and I said, I did call customer service and was told that that information can only be obtained from the store where I bought the watch. And he said, "No, ma'am, now you have to get it from Coach customer service." So I called Coach customer service again and told her what I needed. And she says, "Well, I can try to look up your purchase history, but she said, let me see what I can do." So she, very nice, she looked it up and said, "Well, the only thing that we have goes back to November 2015, and this watch was older than that." So that's what she's told me at that point. So I was so dejected. I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm going to lose this case. I've heard eBay sides with the buyer most of the time because I cannot provide any proof. It's just my word against hers. And so I called eBay. This is a last-ditch effort. I called eBay. I just poured my heart out to this guy. His name was Kyle, and I think he was kind of laughing in the background because I just sounded so distraught. And he says, "You know what?" He says, "I actually believe you." He said, "I don't believe that watch was counterfeit." He said, he's looking at the thing while it's going on. He says, "Can I put you on hold for a few minutes? And I need to do some research and kind of investigate this." And so he put me on hold. He came back on and he's like, "Well, I've got good news for you." He said, "The buyer said that she replaced the battery." And he said, a buyer is not allowed to return anything on eBay if they have altered the item in any way, and she altered the item. So it just worked out. And I also wanted to say, I kind of left this part out, and sorry for the any confusion, but I tried to tell the story as it went, but I was actually praying, and I said, "Lord, please let this work out. You know what the truth is, and you know I had no malicious intent There was no, you know, deceit on my part. You know where I purchased this. So I realized that this was an $18 item. It would have been just easier for me potentially to give her the refund and just been done with her. But I was just like, just so upset, so stressed that I had been accused of this horrendous thing, of lying about the whole entire thing, selling something that counterfeit, and it is illegal to sell counterfeit items in the United States, and I think most of the world. It is not illegal, from my understanding, to buy them in the United States, whereas in the other places, especially in Europe, it's illegal to buy and sell. So I was just distraught. So I prayed about this, and I was very sincere. And I 100% believe that was an answer to prayer, because I even prayed before, you know, when I really just looked at that first email of hers, I'm like, what am I going to do? I prayed about it, and really, she, you know, by her putting that statement in there, I replaced the battery, is how I ended up winning my case when I had no evidence really to present them other than my word. And I'm just so thankful for that. And to me, it's not even remotely trivial. It may be a small thing, but it is an answer to prayer. So that is my story for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everything worked out in the end. And oh, one other thing, I left this out. I can't believe I forgot and left this out. I emailed Coach and explained the situation. I did say what the lady at the Coach store told me. I don't have her name, so it's not like I ratted her out because I don't know what her name is, but I did say I was told at the store by a sales associate, blah. And immediately, well, within 15 minutes, they had emailed me my purchase history, so they actually can get it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to share any stories with me, I would love to hear them. Thank you guys so much. I love all of you guys, and I will chat with you later. Bye, everybody.